Star Wars fans are gathering at SkillCon for the biggest competition in lightsaber swordplay. Combining elements of sword fighting and martial arts from around the world, Jedi and Sith are fighting each other. Anyway, all this is very traditional. Lightsabers? I've got something way better. Light spits. Fish light spits. No, honestly, I'm sober. When a tiny cardinal fish swallows even tinier crayfish, it emits a flash of light. And that's when the fish really starts to have problems. If you have too many enemies in the wild, you need to be as invisible as possible. But a flash of crayfish would light up the body of the fish from the inside. Practically a neon sign for predators. Here's dinner. So the cardinal fish has to get rid of a bad dinner quickly in the most banal way. Yes, the fish spits, but it does it beautifully. Although, you know, a small fish is not even close to the phenomenon called Yosemite Firefall. It's like a stream of red-hot lava flowing down a cliff. And honestly, I've never seen anything as fascinating in all my life, especially considering that lava has nothing to do with the firefall at all, only melted snow from the rocks. This optical illusion requires several factors. Snow masses must melt and form a waterfall, and the sky must be cloudless during sunset. You can admire the miracle only in February, but even then, not every year. And a firefall only lasts a few minutes. Okay, the previous item was almost fiery. Let's cool down a bit. If it's cool enough outside your window now, and you have nothing to do, okay, first watch this video, of course. Don't forget to like it, and then you can go outside and make a couple of ice bubbles. All you need is frost, soapy water, and windless weather. Oh, and enough patience, because the first couple of dozen bubbles will burst or fall into the snow. But if you don't give up, then perhaps you'll create truly magical things. Write in the comments if you succeed. Maybe I'll try too. Do you like fireworks? Oh, what a holiday without loud claps, colorful lights in the sky. Frightened cat. What happens behind the scenes, or rather inside the shells that give people a feeling of holiday and phobias to their pets? Few people think about it, but the main components are few. First of all, it's a casing made of light elements like cardboard, which in the explosion won't break into sharp pieces. Secondly, the charge of powder, which lifts fireworks into the air. Inside the projectile, there's also gunpowder to which the wick leads. But most important are these small elements that paint the lights in different colors. Depending on their composition, the color also changes. For example, strontium gives red stars, sodium gives yellow, barium gives green. Yeah, right above your heads explodes a decent part of the Mendeleev table. There are things that are difficult to connect to music, and ice is probably among them. But Tim Leonard, a specialist in ice sculpture, decided otherwise and created a whole ensemble of ice instruments. Each of them, be it a violin, guitar, xylophone, or drum set, is absolutely working and can be used during concerts. However, ice music needs a special hall to be played on Tim's creations. The musicians have to be inside a big igloo where the temperature doesn't rise above 5 degrees Celsius. There's always ice on the walls, which provides better acoustics, and listeners can't do without hats and jackets. But how cool does that sound? Just listen to this. However, if the ice can still make some beautiful musical sounds, then you don't expect it from a stone. What can stones do anyway? Fall down somewhere with a terrible rumble? I mean, usually, yeah, but not the singing stones in Pennsylvania. If ordinary stones make a distinctive muffled sound, then the stones in Pennsylvania sound quite unusual. It sometimes resembles a bell ringing. Some stones have small hollows or tubular structures, but this doesn't explain the nature of the sound. Numerous studies of singing stones haven't led to anything. Scientists were able to find out that the boulders consist of basalt, a rock of volcanic origin. So what? There are plenty of basalt stones like this on the planet, and only these are the singing ones. By the way, for some reason, singing stones completely lose their unusual property if they're separated from each other. So let's get all this straight at once. Fish live in water, and if a fish crawls on the ground, it's not a fish, but some intermediate stage of evolution. And this rule works for most fish, but not for mudfish.
Look at this! Hey! A very big one!
This is a freshwater fish that likes to live in a swampy area. But the main thing, of course, is not habitat, but a skill that makes mudfish something like one of the X-Men among other fish. The ability to exist without water for months. I'm not kidding. Mudfish feel quite comfortable burying themselves in damp soil, leaves, or tree roots until the surrounding area is wet enough again. Something like a summer hibernation. But unlike animals that need time to become active after waking, it simply enough for mudfish to go to the water. That's it. Try to catch it.
There is the mudfish.
Everyone probably knows about what happened to the ancient Roman city of Pompeii. If the eruption of Vesuvius, after which a lot of people died, got past you, take a look at a history book or one of the thousands of videos on YouTube dedicated to the topic. Hell, there was even a movie in 2014. Okay, maybe you should probably look at the history book. Anyway, the volcano released so much ash and pumice that it completely covered several large cities together with the inhabitants. Later, their remains were found by archaeologists in the same positions the poor people were at the moment of the eruption. Eerie spectacle, but an invaluable find for scientists. Some bodies have been preserved so well that it was possible to determine not only the age, sex, and occupation, but even the last emotion they have and food they ate. And today, not even half of the perished cities have been excavated. Can you imagine what kind of mysteries can hide there? If you ask Google about the boundaries between the oceans, it will answer that there are no exact boundaries, or rather they are sort of defined by the International Hydrographic Organization. But not even all countries care about its opinion. Still, in some places, these non-existent ocean boundaries can be seen with your own eyes. Yes, before you, there really are the waters of the Indian Ocean and the Pacific Ocean, which don't mix. Not because they don't like each other's company or someone has invisibly built a giant wall. Different density, salinity of the water, and its composition interferes. Also, the oceans differ in the strength of the buildup of molecules. Whirlpools are really scary for many people. Let's say thank you to the screenwriters of various movies and cartoons for that. Usually, whirlpools appear somewhere in the open ocean and always try to drag the main characters to the Sea Devil, or to Poseidon, or I don't know, depending on the fandom. But how about a whole river of whirlpools? Get to know Saltstraumen. Okay. Technically, Saltstraumen is not a river, but a small channel connecting two Norwegian fjords with each other. But it is here that one of the strongest tidal currents in the world is discovered. And here you can find absolutely crazy whirlpools. Their diameter reaches up to 10 meters and a depth of up to 5 meters. There are hundreds of such whirlpools in the strait, and their formation can be observed every 6 hours. All this is just madly beautiful. But imagine what it's like to be in the middle of one of these whirlpools, feeling yourself sucked deeper and deeper with great speed. When you hear about virtual reality helmets and similar devices, you immediately think about the sphere of entertainment. Why else would you need such things, if not for 100% immersion in a game? Well, for complex surgical operations, for example. I'm serious. Dr. Jose Luis Masso Vasquez found such an unexpected solution for them. He uses virtual reality as a painkiller, and it works. The combination of virtual reality and simple local anesthetics make it possible to give up potentially dangerous drugs. Of course, today's medicine is not the same as 100 years ago, but anesthesia is always a risk for the body, and a distraction of mind is not. In addition, sedatives and painkillers are expensive for many hospitals, and not everyone can afford it. So next time you're told that these toys are of no use, you can tell those people about Dr. Vasquez's method, and look at them with superiority. Yep, as you guessed, amazing things on our planet are still not over. There'll be enough of them for more than one video. So if you want me to talk about something specific, write it in the comments. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you later.